Blackfriars Station.
Paper!
Rather useful when one has several items of baggage.
Paper!
He's waiting for the next train.
Thank you kindly, Governor.
This is the latest Sporting Times, just a few days old.
Paper!
Where to, Governor?
Barnesbury.
Here. You'll never guess who I had in the back of my cab yesterday.
Not if I sit here silently staring out of the window and pretending not to hear you. No.
Do you mind if I wait here, sir? I know Miss Mirabella is your betrothed, but...
But what, Mossop?
Well, she scares me, sir.
Nonsense, Mossop. She's just strong-willed, with a mind of her own. She knows what she wants, and she's going to make me get it for her. Wait for me here.
Thank you, sir.
That's Gertrude, the senile maid of my beloved Mirabella. Hello, Gertrude. Is Mirabella here?
Hello?
Miss Mirabella, your mistress. Is she here?
I'm not Mirabella. I'm Gertrude.
I know that.
There's a strange girl in the garden, you know.
So she's in the garden. Excellent. Thank you, Gertrude. So, what shall we do next, Mossop?
I wouldn't like to say, sir. I'm sure you've a good plan, as usual.
Why does Mirabella scare you so?
She looks down on me, sir.
Everybody looks down on you, Mossop. You're short.
No, sir. She treats me like I'm a tool for her own personal use and abuse.
You're lucky. I've got to wait until my wedding night to be treated like that. Come and see Mirabella with me, Mossop.
I really would rather not, sir. She doesn't like me very much.
I don't think she likes me very much, but I still have to go and see her. I don't see why I should have to go alone.
A manservant should never interfere with his master's romantic escapades.
Is that some sort of rule for manservants?
No, it's a rule for staying employed, sir.
I have nothing more to say to you.
Righty-ho, sir.
There's some wild catnip growing down there. I don't care for the sweet smell myself, but I understand it appeals to many animals. I think 73 might appreciate this. This plant is quite popular with cats, so I've heard. Mirabella, my darling.
It's about time! I sent that letter a week ago!
But I've only just returned from America, my sweet. I came as soon as I could.
Piers, if you really loved me, you would have got here sooner. I've had a simply awful time with the wedding invitations. I had to write them all out myself. It's a good job the diamond on the engagement ring you gave me was so small. Otherwise, the added weight on my hand would have made the task even more unbearable.
Exactly how many people have you invited, my little puppet?
Including your family and friends?
About 30 of them, yes.
Well, so far there's 30 plus 3, that's 33, 38, 41, 47, up 1,018.
1,000 and... We don't even know that many people.
But they're people we should know, Piers. It's typical of you to try to stifle my chances of becoming someone important. I go to the trouble of inviting dukes and earls and people who mean something in society, and you want to spoil it for me as usual. Sometimes I wonder why I'm marrying you at all.
That is my beloved fiancée. She's as affectionate as a great white shark, and she shops like there's no tomorrow. Is there anything I can get to make you happy, dearest?
A knighthood would be good for a start. But for now, a strong cup of tea would be nice.
I was wondering, my darling, could I possibly, if you wouldn't mind, to help out, you understand, about your engagement ring, my dear?
Yes, Piers, about my so-called engagement ring. Do you realize the jewel is so small, I can hardly even tell I've got it on? So unless you brought me a replacement of a decent size and weight, I don't even want to discuss the subject.
Of course, my petal. I will be talked at by you later, my sweet. Hello, Gertrude.
Why, if it isn't Prince Albert.
Can you make Mirabella a cup of tea?
Who's Mirabella?
She's your mistress. Oh, never mind. Just make a cup of tea, will you?
Yes, Mum.
Where to, Governor?
The docks. Smell that sea air, Mossop. Isn't it bracing?
Actually, sir, I think the odour might be dead fish.
It's still better than your cooking. Stop worrying. You can't get seasick from just looking at boats.
If you say so, sir.
He must be the chap who oversees ships entering and leaving the port. Have you ever heard of a chap called Nematode?
Captain Nematode? Ah, nothing but a legend to scare children on dark, stormy nights.
Tell me more about the legend of Captain Nematode.
Some say he's a man wronged by society. Others say he's Lucifer himself, come to steal the souls of sailors. There's even some say he's a 30-foot green pixie, but no one listens to them. I've heard he travels the 7 seas in a huge mechanical fish, capable of staying underwater for weeks on end.
A mechanical fish?
I'm only telling you what I heard.
Do you know where Captain Nematode can be found?
If he really does exist, then he can only be found under the sea. The legend says he refuses to set foot on dry land.
Because of his contempt for all land-based life forms?
No, because he gets sunburned easily.
What else do you know about Captain Nematode?
Only that he's a deeply troubled and tormented man, driven by some strange inner force to find the lost city of Atlantis.
What is the lost city of Atlantis?
I think it's from Greek mythology. A city that was swallowed up by the sea, or something like that.
Good heavens, what happened to the inhabitants? Did they all drown?
No one knows. But there are rumors that some of the women survived by growing fishtails and becoming mermaids. But that may just be wishful thinking by lonely sailors on long voyages.
Do you know where Atlantis is?
I remember this old sailor down in Zanzibar. Stumpy McPherson was his name. Worst shark wrestler I've ever seen. He was selling these crudely drawn maps showing the location of Atlantis. But I couldn't make the details out any too good, 'cause he drew 'em with a pencil in his teeth. Him not having hands, the like. We thought he was a confidence trickster.
Did you see Stumpy's map yourself?
I caught a glimpse of one, once. Wasn't really a map at all. Looked like a picture of a big cat. A panther. And there was this arrow sort of pointing to its eye.
A panther's eye. Have you any idea what it could mean?
It means Stumpy McPherson was as good a cartographer as he was a shark wrestler. But somehow, Crappy Mappy McPherson didn't have the same ring to it.
Why was Stumpy trying to sell the maps?
He was trying to raise money to sue the businessmen who ran the shark wrestling show. I told him, Stumpy, you don't have a leg to stand on. But he didn't listen none.
Why did Stumpy become a shark wrestler in the first place?
All his other shows failed. The marlin fencing, the eel tying, the pro-celebrity halibut juggling. They're a tough crowd to please in Zanzibar.
Did Stumpy have a death wish?
I think he did. Some say he was pining for a girl he left at home, and that he'd go to sleep at night clutching a picture of her to his chest, and mumbling, "Look at the legs on that."
This was still when he had his arms.
This was still when he had his chest, laddie.
Can I find this Stumpy McPherson? Is he still alive?
Sadly, no. No one bought his maps, and he went back to shark wrestling. He was last seen frantically headbutting a great white.
What do you know about Nematode's mechanical fish?
I've never seen it, but I've heard of ships that have been sunk under mysterious circumstances. And the survivors telling of a huge metal fish that moved like lightning, ramming their craft and breaching the hulls. But it could be just a convenient excuse for when the crew have got drunk and hit an iceberg.
Come now, ships don't hit icebergs in this day and age. Modern technology prevents it from happening.
I wouldn't be so sure. One thing I do know. With the size of passenger ships nowadays, an iceberg strike would cause a disaster of titanic proportions.
I may consult you later, old chap. Whatever you do, Mossop, don't be sick again.
I'll try to hold it in, sir.
What do you know about ships, Mossop?
Only that they rock back and forth and up and down and round and round.
Yes, all right. You're starting to make me feel sick now. I have nothing more to say to you.
Righty-ho, sir.